So I thought I'd just go around the panel and just approach the topic of, RAS becoming mainstream through the different areas of expertise. So I'd like to go to you, Brian. I've visited the Freshwater Institute a couple of years ago, and I know how much research you guys do on, and you're really at the cutting edge of this. Where do you think we are right now with the technology for land-based farming in salmon?
I think the technology is maturing enough to the point where people can assess the risk, and folks like Martin and Roy can raise capital and identify the risk to their potential investors and funders. Prior to the last couple of years, the technology really was the same, but hadn't been proved out. Of course, we've been doing this for a long time, but only doing the land-based salmon portion for the last decade. And I don't think the technologies are shifting too much. They're the same biofilters used 10 years ago as they are today. But you're able to see how successful, how they prove out. So as Martin said, the pure salmon facility, I think in Poland, has been their proof of concept to essentially show people that they can do this, that the risk is manageable and can be mitigated through various means. And so I think that's where the technology is. It's the next step of technologies going forward. I think we're going to be trying to assure that we can maximize the potential, biological potential of the fish through the technologies. And what I mean by that is you'll hear a lot of numbers, and I'll throw Martin under the bus here and say, well, he's 40,000 tons, but there are certain assumptions that go into the 40,000 tons. And one of the main ones is assuming that the biological potential of the salmon is achieved. And that is not always a given. Each cohort represents a different group and has certain challenges, and it's a multifactorial thing that goes into this. So, we're looking at some of the things that go into that. Of course, the genetics, what strain, and then things like temperature and photo period and water quality, and all of those things are integrated into the biological performance of the salmon. And if you can only achieve 90% of the potential, I don't know if the business plan still works out, if the return on investment is as said. So we're hoping to go from the technology point here. Of course, we're looking at some new technologies like Eleni is looking at with precision aquaculture, and also ways to reduce water use through highly efficient treatment processes like membrane biological reactors or anaerobic digestion. But that's where I think we are.